President Dick, fellow Rotarians and guests. When John and Dick asked me to do this, I told them this is normally my nap time, but I would make an exception today and do the presentation. So just by way of background, in October of 2018, after the killings at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the late Rabbi Jonathan Brown, who was a member of our club until his untimely passing last summer, asked me what I thought about Rotary's role could be in preventing or precluding a similar situation here in our beautiful community of Winchester and Frederick County. We discussed the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? We discussed that in terms of how that works in interplays with peace and conflict resolution. We thought that based on those tenets that Rotary was in a pretty good position to push for peace and conflict resolution. We also looked at the Rotary Foundation, whose mission is doing good in the world, and it enables Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through the improvement of health, support of education, and the alleviation of poverty. All positive Rotary peace building initiatives. And together we looked and we found out there's things called Rotary action groups. These are independent Rotary affiliated groups made up of people from around the world who are experts in a particular field, such as economic development, addiction prevention, the environment, water, peace. We found out there isn't actually a Rotary action group for peace. We also found out that individual Rotary clubs and districts can apply for and become Rotary Peacebuilder clubs or districts. But there's no Rotary Peacebuilder clubs within our district, nor is our district a Peacebuilder club. But we found out that the Rotary Club in Charlottesville, Virginia is a Rotary Peacebuilder club. We contacted them, and on October 28th of 2019, Wayne Murphy from the Charlottesville club came up and presented to us exactly what it is, what the Rotary Peacebuilder Club is all about. It generated a lot of interest, and in May of 2020, we became a Rotary Peacebuilder Club. Our reasons for becoming one and our goals are to more powerfully implement Rotary's focus on peace and conflict resolution, address the growing problem and danger of divisiveness and polarization, build stronger, more harmonious communities in a more peaceful world, help Rotarians maximize the peace-building impact of every Rotary project, and accomplish Rotary's mission to enable Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace. So as a Peacebuilder Club, our goal is to ensure that our programs and projects that align with Rotary's 6 areas of focus line up with the 8 factors of positive peace building. So Dave has been so kind as to flip up this slide on the for you to look at. You can see around the outside of this circle are the 6 areas of focus of Rotary, and inside the circle are 8 smaller circles, and inside of each one of those is a positive peace factor. And it's easy to look at those and interrelate them to the goals of Rotary. So our goal as a Rotary Peacebuilder Club is to promote positive peace by creating economic and social opportunities, celebrating and building on our diversity, enhancing empathetic communication, and we'll talk a little bit more about that one later, and building a spirit of hope. We want to embed the principles of positive peace into Rotary projects, support, interact peace in conflict resolution projects, partner with other Rotary clubs and community organizations to build positive peace, work with local universities and colleges to support peace studies, strive to make our district a Rotary Peacebuilder district, and implement a Rotary International Peace Building project. So what Dave has flipped up now is just what a Rotary Peacebuilder Club is all about. I'm not going to read the chart to you. Basic goal is just to exercise or initiate or implement the powers of Rotary to make the world a better place. So where are we? We've been a Rotary Peacebuilder Club for 9 months now, but it's been a rough start. Like Nick alluded to, COVID has really gotten in the way of some of our plans. Last May, when we were designated a Peacebuilder Club, we wanted to plant a peace pole, 6.5 pole that has messages of peace on it in a prominent location. We were negotiating. It looked like we were going to do that at Bowman Library. That's been put on hold, so I've got a 6.5-foot peace pole sitting in my basement. But we'll get there. We'll get it planted. We also talked about doing a movie night at the Alamo in October or November, possibly built around the Mr. Rogers movie or biopic that talked about his role in how he strove for peace. But that didn't work out. But that didn't let us really get in the way of what we can do, because what we've done over the past 9 months is we've taken our projects and built them towards with a thought of what can we do to use our projects to help alleviate the devastation of COVID in our community while working towards the positive peace goals that Dave has flipped up on the chart here. Diminishing the root causes of conflict, breaking the cycle of devastation and despair, and creating an environment of security. This past May and June, our club became very active with the Adult Daycare Center in Winchester, and we delivered Friday night dinners to dementia patients and their families who were locked in and unable to leave their homes because of COVID. This helped break their cycle of despair and provided a secure environment for their families isolated and devastated by dementia. In addition, we partnered with local restaurants to purchase and deliver meals to the Evans Home for Children in the COVID-19 emergency shelter for the homeless at the Winchester Armory. This project was a win-win proposition for both the local restaurants and for homeless children and adults. We did this in May and June during the early COVID lockdown, and it provided weekly secure business for participating restaurants, which enabled them to keep their employees employed and provided food orders that are supply chains to keep them active. It also helped break the cycle of devastation and despair for children living without their families and homeless adults within our community. Most of all, we let people who are most severely impacted by COVID in our community know that there are people who care and are making an effort to help them break their cycle of food insecurity. Our club is also currently working with Kids in COVID, Rotarians providing food and supplies to maintain child health during the pandemic project. Chris Simpson is leading up this project, and the goal is to help alleviate food and hygiene needs for disadvantaged children and infants in the Winchester and Frederick County areas. Chris is organizing the purchase and delivering of specific child-friendly foods and baby food, formula, diapers, and wipes to 2 well-established community food pantries. The Congregation Community Action Project, or CCAP, which is located in Winchester and serves over 800 families, and the Stevens City United Methodist Church food pantry, Stevens City, which supports over 90 families in the Stevens City area. In addition, we're buying and providing, and we talked about this a little earlier, Sunday night pizza dinners to guests at the Winchester Area Temporary Thermal Shelter, or WATS. These projects continue our commitment to create a secure environment and break the cycle of COVID-related despair and food insecurity by providing much needed early childhood necessities and food to the needs in our community. And I think I can speak for just about anyone that's had kids. Cost of diapers and formula and so forth is very expensive. I know when my kids, and that was many years ago, got out of them, I felt like I got a pay raise. So I can only imagine what that cost is for people that are really hurting. We're currently engaged with the Hanley High School Interact Club, the Winchester Star, and the Shenandoah University to collect oral histories for people who were involved in the racial integration of Hanley High School during the late 1960s. Julia Kogut, the Hanley Interact mentor, and Nadine Johnson-Ham, the Black Student Union mentor, are working with a team of Hanley students to interview and document stories for people who were involved with Hanley's integration. Anna Murad, the Winchester Star education reporter, is coaching the students on interviewing and reporting techniques. COVID has slowed this down a little bit, but the students are assuring us that they should have their draft projects ready for review early next month. When these projects are ready, Kristen Trump and Sarah Selleck from Shenandoah University will work with the students to build these projects into podcasts and dramatic readings for presentation at school events, to local communities, and maybe even possibly during our Healing Field of Honor. The goal of this project is to build empathetic thinking within the community, help people to understand each other, and to walk a mile in their neighbor's shoes. As this project develops, the plan is to share it with an Interact Club in New South Wales, Australia, and to work with them to build a parallel project. Karen Schultzmark Club is working with Ms. Lindy Hunt, a former high school principal from New South Wales and a fellow Rotarian. Other international projects that we're looking at as possibilities are to work with Thomas Garnett, who addressed our club recently at a meeting in the fall, and to help in his efforts to provide sanitation and supplies to schools in Liberia. And we're also looking at supporting the Negril Educational Environmental Trust, or NEET, which was founded by a Rotarian in Negril, Jamaica, to provide educational and development opportunities for young people in Negril. This project is actively supported by Byron Brill from our club and his wife, Kathy Cantor, in the Strasbourg Club. Both of these projects address the positive peace goal of eliminating hopelessness by facilitating educational opportunities and in creating an environment of security. In the interim, we're waiting for the lifting of COVID restrictions so we can plant our peace pole and that we can move on with some other projects. But in the interim, we're working hard to ensure that all the principles of positive peace are embedded in all projects that we do as Rotarians. So with that, if anybody has any comments or questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
That was great, Pat. I'm Dave Smith here. I'm going to email you to see if I can get a copy of your notes, because that was a lot of information.
Not a problem. I can send you the notes in the
I'll
chart.
put a summary in the cogwheel if I can get
Thank
you.
you.
Pat, I think what just occurred to me, and we've talked briefly about this, but since when I was president-elect, you and I were involved probably right in the very beginning with trying to bring this to fruition. So God bless you for what you've done. I'm thinking this would be a perfect, and maybe we need to talk more in depth when we're offline here, but a perfect opportunity to integrate this in the Healing Field of Honor. Whether we actually take the pole and put it in the ground there, or I talk to the principal and see if it can be kept there permanently. But I think this is a great opportunity.
It's funny, I was thinking about that when I was taking my walk this morning, and you know, we can plant as many peace poles around the area as we want. So if we want to make that our first dedication and do it in conjunction with the Healing Field of Honor, that would be fine. And I've already mentioned it to the mentors over there as a possibility for something as they develop these oral histories, that they might want to present some of them during the ceremonies at the Healing Field of Honor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to throw that out. I think that would be
Thank you.
perfect opportunity. Okay.